March is here, and if tomatoes are not already in the plan for the season, this is the exact moment to act. Not next week, not when the weather warms up. Right now, in March, is the single most important window for starting tomatoes indoors, and the gardeners who move first in this month are the ones pulling the biggest harvest by summer. This is not a coincidence. It is timing, and timing in tomato growing is everything. Welcome to Backyard Crops. Adam Grows is here, and today the full indoor tomato starting guide for March is on the table. Seed to setup, light to fertilizer, and every mistake worth avoiding along the way. Why March is the perfect month to start tomatoes indoors. There is a reason experienced gardeners circle March on the calendar the moment January ends. Tomatoes need to be started indoors 6 to 8 weeks before the last expected frost date in any given region. For most of the northern hemisphere, that last frost falls somewhere between late April and late May. That math points directly back to March as the ideal starting window. Starting too early in January or February means seedlings outgrow their containers before it is safe to move them outside, becoming root-bound and stressed. Starting too late in April means the plants are behind from the beginning, shortening the productive season significantly. March hits the sweet spot. Seedlings started now will be strong, well-rooted, and ready to transplant at exactly the right moment. For gardeners who plan to keep tomatoes indoors permanently, March is still the ideal starting point because the increasing daylight hours through spring provide naturally strengthening light conditions that support healthy early growth, even before supplemental grow lights kick in fully. If this is the first time landing on Backyard Crops, hit subscribe now. Every week, this channel covers practical, no-fluff growing guides built for real home gardeners. Liking this video and sharing it in a gardening group takes seconds and genuinely helps other people find this content at exactly the right time of year. Choosing the right tomato variety for an indoor March start. Before touching a single seed packet, variety selection needs to happen first. Not every tomato is suited to indoor growing, and choosing the wrong type creates problems that no amount of good care can fix later. For indoor environments, compact and small-fruited varieties are the standard choice. Large indeterminate types, beefsteak for example, can reach 10 feet tall and require structural support that most indoor spaces simply cannot provide. The goal is a variety that produces well within a contained footprint. Tiny Tim is one of the most reliable indoor varieties available. It reaches just 12 to 18 inches in height, produces clusters of small cherry tomatoes, and fits comfortably on a windowsill or under a single grow light. For anyone starting indoors in March for the first time, this variety is the most forgiving and the most rewarding. Candyland Red produces tiny, intensely sweet currant-type tomatoes in prolific clusters. The plant stays compact and the harvest is continuous once it begins, making it excellent for indoor growing, where space is fixed, but the appetite for fresh tomatoes is not. Yellow Pear is an heirloom variety with small, bright yellow pear-shaped fruits that carry a tangy sweetness. It performs well in containers and adds visual interest to an indoor garden, alongside gardeners who want a medium-sized tomato rather than cherry or grape types. It grows upright naturally, stakes well, and keeps its footprint manageable. Roma rounds out the list as a paste-style tomato that thrives in containers. Its dense, low-moisture flesh makes it a favorite for cooking and preserving, and its compact growth habit translates well indoors. March is early enough that all of these varieties are available as seeds at most garden centers or online suppliers. Starting from seed now gives full control over the plant's development from the very beginning. Starting tomato seeds in March, the right way. Seed starting in March is straightforward, but requires attention to a few specific conditions to get germination right. Fill a seed starting tray or small individual cells with a seed starting potting mix. Standard garden soil should never be used for seed starting. It compacts, drains poorly, and carries organisms that overwhelm delicate seedlings. A good seed starting mix is lightweight, sterile, and fine-textured. Place 2 to 3 seeds in each cell, pressing them about 1/4 inch deep. Water the tray gently but thoroughly. The goal is evenly moist mix throughout, not soaking wet. Cover the tray with a clear plastic dome or stretch plastic wrap loosely over the top to retain moisture and create a microclimate. Temperature is critical at this stage. Tomato seeds germinate best between 70 degrees Fahrenheit and 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 to 27 degrees Celsius. An H-mat placed under the tray is one of the most effective tools a March seed starter can own. It maintains consistent bottom heat that dramatically speeds up and improves germination rates compared to leaving trays at fluctuating room temperature. Place the covered tray in a warm, dark location. Seeds do not need light to germinate. They need warmth and moisture. Check daily for moisture and add a small amount of water if the surface begins to dry out. Within 7 to 14 days, seedlings will emerge. The moment the first sprouts appear, the tray needs to move immediately to bright light or under a grow lamp. Seedlings left in low light after germination stretch rapidly toward any available light source, producing weak, leggy stems that never fully recover. Light setup for March started seedlings. March light conditions indoors are still limited in many climates. Days are lengthening, but natural window light is often inconsistent. Cloudy days, short daylight hours, and low sun angles through winter-positioned windows can all leave seedlings underpowered. A south-facing window is the best natural light source available indoors. If seedlings are placed on a south-facing sill in March, rotate the container every day or two so all sides of the plant receive equal exposure. Without rotation, plants lean heavily toward the light and grow unevenly. For the most reliable results, supplement with an LED grow light or run exclusively on artificial light. March started seedlings under a dedicated grow light from day one develop faster, stronger, and more evenly than those relying on natural window light alone. LED grow lights should sit 4 to 10 inches above the top of the seedlings, depending on wattage. Lower wattage lights go closer. Higher wattage lights need a bit more distance to maintain the correct distance. As seedlings grow taller through March and into April, raise the lamp incrementally to maintain the correct distance. Seedlings need approximately 16 to 18 hours of light per day at this stage, with 6 hours of darkness for rest. A simple plug-in outlet timer automates this cycle perfectly and removes the need to manually switch lights on and off. And the first transplant step. When seedlings have developed their first set of true leaves, the second set of leaves that appear, which look like miniature versions of mature tomato leaves rather than the rounded seed leaves, they are ready for their first transplant into individual containers. This step is called potting up, and doing it correctly in March gives the root system the space it needs to develop properly before the plant enters its rapid spring growth phase. Select containers with drainage holes at the bottom. This is non-negotiable. For small varieties like Tiny Tim, a 4 to 6 inch pot works for this early stage, with a larger container waiting for later in the growing cycle. For medium varieties, go straight to a larger container to avoid too many repotting disruptions. Fill containers with a quality soilless potting mix. A combination of vermiculite or perlite with peat moss or coconut coir creates a well-draining, aerated medium that tomato roots thrive in. Mix in a balanced 10-10-10 granular fertilizer before planting to give the seedling a nutritional foundation from the start. When transplanting, bury the seedling stem deeper than it was sitting in the seed tray. Up to 2/3 of the stem can be buried. Tomatoes develop adventitious roots all along their buried stem, which creates a stronger, more extensive root system than a shallow planting would produce. This technique, unique to tomatoes among most common vegetables, is one of the most effective things a grower can do to build a vigorous plant early in the season. Water thoroughly after transplanting. Let the pot drain completely before placing a saucer underneath. Watering and fertilizing through March and beyond. Young seedlings started in March have modest water needs initially, but those needs increase rapidly as the plants grow and containers warm under grow lights. The standard approach applies here. Check the top inch of soil and water when it feels dry, not on a fixed daily schedule. Consistent moisture is the goal. Never waterlogged, never completely dried out. Both extremes stress tomato plants and contribute to problems later. Overwatering leads to root rot and damping off in young seedlings, while underwatering stresses roots and can trigger physiological disorders when fruiting begins months later. Fertilizing begins in earnest once seedlings have established in their first containers and are actively growing. Use a water-soluble balanced fertilizer weekly, diluted to the manufacturer's recommended rate. March-started plants are building their foundational root and stem structure during this period, so consistent nutrition now pays dividends in plant strength and fruit production through summer. As plants mature and begin flowering, which will happen in the later stages of an indoor growing cycle, typically 8 to 12 weeks after germination, shift the fertilizer balance toward one with lower nitrogen and higher phosphorus and potassium. High nitrogen during the fruiting stage pushes lush foliage growth at the expense of flowers and fruit. Calcium is worth adding to the fertilizer routine from the beginning. Calcium deficiency is one of the most common reasons indoor tomatoes develop blossom end rot, the dark, sunken patch on the bottom of fruits. Many tomato-specific fertilizers include calcium, or a separate calcium nitrate supplement can management be added in early spring. March weather is unpredictable in most climates. Cold nights, warming days, occasional late-season cold snaps. For indoor tomatoes, these outdoor fluctuations matter less than they do for garden plants, but the indoor environment still needs to be managed actively. Maintain daytime temperatures between 70 degrees Fahrenheit and 27 degrees Fahrenheit, or 21 degrees to 27 degrees Celsius for seedlings and young plants, and keep nighttime temperatures above 60 degrees Fahrenheit, or 15 degrees Celsius. Temperatures below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, or 10 degrees Celsius, slow growth dramatically and can cause lasting developmental damage to young plants, particularly affecting future flower and fruit set. Keep plants well away from exterior walls and windows on cold March nights. Even a closed window on a cold night creates a cold microclimate immediately next to the glass that can chill nearby plants significantly. Humidity during March indoors can be lower than ideal, particularly in homes running central heating. Young tomato seedlings benefit from slightly higher humidity around 50 to 70% during their early growth stage. A small humidifier near the growing area or a shallow tray filled with water and pebbles placed beneath the containers helps maintain that moisture in the air. Air circulation matters even for small March seedlings. Running a gentle fan near the growing area for a few hours each day prevents fungal issues on foliage and gently stimulates stem development, producing sturdier plants than those grown in completely still air. Pollination and fruit set, preparing for what comes next. March-started tomatoes will typically begin flowering 8 to 12 weeks after germination, meaning flowers can appear as early as late May or June for indoor plants. Understanding pollination now prevents the most common disappointment in indoor tomato growing: flowers that appear but produce no fruit. Outdoors, bees and wind handle pollination automatically. Indoors, neither exists. Tomato flowers are self-fertile. Each flower contains both pollen and the female receptive surface, but physical movement is still required for pollen to transfer and fertilization to occur. The simplest solution is to gently shake the flowering stems for a few seconds each day when flowers are open. This is the indoor equivalent of wind pollination and works well for most situations. For more reliable results, hold a small electric toothbrush or battery-powered vibrating tool against the base of a flowering stem for a few seconds. The vibration disperses pollen more effectively than handshaking and is particularly useful when fruit set rates are disappointing. A soft artist brain brush can also transfer pollen between flowers. Dab it gently into the center of one open flower and then touch it to the center of the next. This manual cross-pollination method takes longer but is precise and consistent. Common March seedling problems and how to fix them. Leggy, stretched seedlings are the most common issue for March starts. Long, thin stems reaching toward the light indicate insufficient light intensity. Move the plant closer to the light source or increase grow light hours. Leggy seedlings can be partially corrected by burying the extra stem length when transplanting into a larger container. Damping off where seedlings suddenly collapse at the soil line is a fungal issue caused by overwatering and poor air circulation. Improve drainage, reduce watering frequency, and run a fan nearby to prevent it. Once damping off occurs in a tray, affected seedlings cannot be saved, but surrounding ones can be protected by improving conditions immediately. Pale or yellow seedling leaves indicate a nutrient deficiency. Seed starting mix contains minimal nutrition, so seedlings that have been in the same tray for more than 3 weeks without transplanting will begin showing deficiency symptoms. Transplanting into a fertilized potting mix solves this quickly. Slow or uneven germination in March is often a temperature issue. Seeds that are too cold germinate slowly, unevenly, or not at all. A heat mat resolves this from March seedling to summer harvest. A tomato seed planted in March follows a predictable and rewarding timeline. Germination occurs within 1 to 2 weeks. First true leaves appear by week 3 or 4. The first transplant into an individual container happens around week 4 to 6. Plants reach a productive size with established root systems by weeks 8 to 10. Flowering begins shortly after, and the first fruits set and ripen approximately 60 to 80 days after the plants begin flowering. For indoor gardeners keeping plants inside permanently, that timeline places the first harvest in mid to late summer. Tomatoes ripening on the vine while outdoor gardeners are just beginning to see their first fruit set. For gardeners transitioning plants outdoors after the last frost, March-started seedlings will be perfectly timed, hardened off and ready for their outdoor containers or garden beds just as warm weather arrives. The investment of a few weeks of careful attention in March pays off across an entire season of continuous harvests. No two indoor gardening projects are more satisfying, more practical, or more genuinely useful than a productive tomato plant that keeps delivering fresh fruit long after the outdoor season has ended. March is the window. It closes faster than expected, and the gardeners who plant this week are already ahead of where they will wish they had started if they wait until April. Start the seeds, set up the light, get the containers ready, and come back to Backyard Crops every week for the follow-up guides that cover every stage of this journey from seedling through full harvest. If this video helped, please leave a like. It takes 1 second and tells the algorithm this content is worth sharing with other gardeners. Drop a comment below with the variety being planted this March, or ask any question about the setup. Adam reads every single one. Share this with anyone who gardens indoors or is thinking about starting. And if the subscribe button has not been clicked yet, now is the moment. Backyard Crops is here every week. See you in the next one.